Healy and Arag, Fáilte an Irish Teach. This is a very important series of work that has been going on, as I understand it, since at least 2006, if not before that. And there are officials who have been working really hard on this in 2003, in fact, and there have been acts in 2005, 2007, 2009 and 12. So there's been a huge amount of work done in trying to, I suppose, get our statute book in order the best way that we can, acknowledging all of the laws that are there and that still exist. And it always interests me when we see some matters that are of particular interest in our own locality. And usually these bills, if you do take the time to look through the bill, as I've done, you do find some very interesting matters. And I have to say I'm glad to be able to tell the people of Warrenstown and Shockland Kilmullen Parish that their pilgrimage to St John's Well in Warrenstown, Drumree, is no longer the subject of a proclamation banning such pilgrimages, which was issued by or will be no longer when this legislation is passed, issued by the Lord Lieutenant in 1710, and his text was, "Whereas 10,000 Papists riotously assemble at a place commonly called St John's Well under the pretence of worship, they are a great terror to Her Majesty's Protestant subjects and so endanger the peace of her kingdom. The High Sheriff would suppress such insolent practices with a posse." You can be in the posse, Senator. "And apprehend the principal actors in the said riot and have them prosecuted with the utmost rigours of the law." That's now being removed from the statute books with this legislation, and I'm very glad of it, because, you know, and all joking aside, and we can joke, these were very difficult times for the Catholic population in this country, and I think it would be very unwise of us to forget them. It would also be very unwise of Catholics to forget it in the context of the possible oppression of other people, and sometimes that has happened too in our history as well, when the Catholic Church gets too much power. That I suppose the objective should be to have tolerance and respect for all different faiths, and that certainly didn't exist during the penal laws. Of considerable local interest would be the provision of the legislation which continues the order from 1781, two orders in relation to the Cunningham family, who of course are the family of Lord Henry Mount Charles. So Lord Henry's name is safe with the Minister for Arts, Heritage and the Gaeltacht, and I'm sure he'd be glad to hear that. But there's an amazing amount of history in these laws. There are proclamations instructing Tories, robbers and rapparees presented in counties Antrim, Cork, Meath, Clare, Westmeath and Tipperary to surrender to the authorities. There is also an order promising a pardon for anyone involved in the theft and fire at a house on the estate of the Lord Bishop of Meath. And I presume that, of course, would have been the Church of Ireland Bishop of Meath, who is a very respected lady and certainly an excellent bishop. But I suppose if anyone thieves or burns her house, they won't be pardoned anymore anyway if this particular legislation goes through. So look, we support this legislation. It's a programme of work that was started when we were in government, and we're really delighted to see that the government is continuing with it to bring some order. It shouldn't take up, I hope, too much of our parliamentary time, and I certainly hope that the work will continue. It's been a long piece of work, but I suppose a very necessary piece of work. And I, for one, certainly hope to attend the pilgrimage this year in Warrenstown, St John's Well, knowing that it's not banned anymore, and that particular penal law, among many others in this legislation, is being removed.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sheehan.